Hey, it's George, and today I'm giving you my top 10 books from the year of 2022. Fucking cat. Alright guys, before we get into this video, a couple ground rules. Any books that were sent to me as an A-OK, they're disqualified. Get them out of here. And if I got the book before 2022, but it came back to me from CDC during 2022, well then, it's in the list. It's eligible. All right, let's run through it. All right, guys, first book on my list here today is Web of Spider-Man number 114. Now, what's special about this book? Probably not much. But for a Ben Reilly fan like myself, this is a very important book. You remember Ben Reilly's first ever appearance was in ASM 149, but that was more of like a retcon thing. And when he was really reintroduced leading up to the Clone Saga, his very first cameo appearance was in this book. And there's the image right there if you need to check it for yourself. It's him, trust me. All right, guys, the next book here is Amazing Spider-Man number 400. I really like this cover. Very cool looking image here. It's the death of Aunt May. And I was really excited to get this edition of the book because there were a lot of kind of crappy looking ones. They had all these embossed covers, you know, two different versions of it. And neither one of them had the embossing would stick out enough to where you could even see what's happening on the book. So here's a little side by side for you. And obviously this is the cool one to get here. It's a nice little Mark Bagley cover. All right, guys, the next book on my list here is Marvel Knights Spider-Man number 20. I don't have it. CGC has it. I don't like these old holders, old cases, so I'm getting it re-slabbed. The grade won't be affected, but yeah, man, it's at CDC. What you want me to do? It's still on my list. There it is. Look. Look. You can see it. It's right there. But it's not there. All right, guys, and then the next book on my list is SpiderMan Unlimited number 7. Absolutely love this cover here. This is a Ron Lim cover right here. It's like 5 of these on the CGC census, and I've got one of them. This one is mine. All right, now the very next book here on my list is Superman Returns, the official movie adaptation number 1. Brandon Routh. I don't know if that's really a photo cover, but it's him. And he autographed it to prove that it's him. Brandon Routh autographed Superman coming at you. What? And then keeping with my signed Superman books, I picked up a Smallville number 1 signed by Tom Welling, who plays Clark Kent in the show. When I ordered this book, I had a little bit of a catastrophe. You know, the guy that shipped it to me, he sent it all, you know, unprotected, and it fucked up the corners of the book. And I wasn't so happy about that. But the dude did take care of me. He, you know, refunded me some money, more than enough money to get it re-slabbed. And now we have it back in its pristine condition here. And yeah, man, this is one of my top 10, 2022. All right, next book here on my list is another one that's at CGC right now, but that is Scarlet Spider number 1. This is the Mark Bagley variant cover of this book, and I don't know, it's one of the coolest covers in my collection. If I did like a top 10 covers, you know, thing right now, this book would be on that list. Absolutely love the cover. It's truly stunning. The costume is really cool. And this is the Kane Parker Scarlet Spider, not the Ben Reilly one. Still cool though. All right, guys, the next book up here on my list is Amazing Spider-Man number 41. Now, this is one of those books that's in my qualifier of technically purchased in 2021, but I didn't get it back from CGC until 2022. And this is the first appearance of the Rhino, man. I love this book. Rhino, roar. Do rhinos roar? All right, guys, second to last in the top 10 of 2022 is What If number 30. And you guys, this was the absolute hardest book for me to track down. Couldn't find it anywhere. I really wanted a 9.8 white pages. It fits with my collection. You know, I was finding lots of raw copies that were not 9.8, and found a few graded copies that were not 9.8. Eventually, I had to track down a dude on the CGC registry, and we communicated a little bit back and forth, and I was able to buy this book from him at a very, very fair price. So I was excited about that. And the reason why this is one of my top favorite books of all of 2022 was this is a story about Spider-Man's clone who happens to eventually be Ben Reilly. In this issue, it's one of those rare what if issues where the story has a happy conclusion. The world doesn't end. It's not apocalyptic. It's not depressing. It's actually really uplifting. Both Ben and Peter wind up becoming roommates and are willing to trade off days of the week of being Spider-Man so that they can each have a life, which is really kind of cool. And even more rare is even more rare for Ben Reilly to have a happy, positive conclusion to his story. So, because he's one of the most dumped on characters in all of comics, unrightfully so, I might add. Arr. All right, guys, and my number one favorite book of the year that I picked up and added to my collection in the year 2022 is Silver Surfer number 4. A classic cover, guys. I don't even need to really go on about it, but super excited to have this one, you guys. It is definitely another one of those books that makes the top 10 covers of pretty much anyone who has this book in their collection. This should be one of your favorite covers. If not, you may have an undiagnosed condition that may need attention. But I'm not qualified to diagnose your ass. You need to go put in the work and get your own shit diagnosed. It ain't gonna be by me. Hey, and that's my list, you guys. I challenge everyone to do the same list. I'm sure some of you already have. I've been away from making videos for quite a while now. I do intend to get back into it. I've already got another video that I'm working on right now as we speak. So stay tuned for that. It's a potential scam warning. Ooh, you need to know about these potential scams out there in the community. So stay tuned for that, you guys. I'm leaving that in on this video to force me to finish making that video, because once you get out of it, it's tough to get back in. But I'm getting back in, guys. I'm getting back in real hard. Because as always, I am unable to quit, as I am currently too legit.